Hello, one and all. I'm here today to not actually talk about gaming, but to talk about another issue that I think supports all facets of our well-being and our ability then to be able to go off and do things like game and enjoy life, and that's health. From the point of view of the nutrition or lack thereof that we get. I've just looked at a product today, this product, the Naked drink, which is basically, this drink here portrays itself as one thing and basically says, look, you don't have to have any of the guilt, drink me, and I'm good for you, and all of that. And I'm here to try to open your eyes to see what the corporate malarkey is actually going on. That's not to say that this drink is going to waste in this house. There are people that live with me that drink Coke and things like that, which I don't. And, I'm sure that they will drink this because it's basically on par with that, at least for the amount of sugar and stuff you get, and basically what you're ultimately getting out of it. So, let's move forward with this. You look at this as basically a juice that's ready-made for you. You don't have to juice it yourself. But the thing is, if you were to juice a load of fruit up, it's not going to be this, because this has had other things done to it that your juice hasn't. That's the first thing I want to say here. From observing the whole thing, from the whole packet, and we'll look at some of the evidence to suggest why that is. The other thing I want to pick up on, some people say, if people with the low income, the extremities, the poor people, have so little money, how are they so fat? Why is obesity such a problem in the lower classes? And the reason for that is because the basically the bad. I want to put this in terms that the widest amount of people will understand. Foods are the cheapest foods, and the most expensive ones tend to be the ones that are better for you or have had better growth standards. Organic foods. There's an example there, isn't it? That they haven't been messed with chemically, so they've had to have people process them specifically in different ways. So that's reflected in a cost that sometimes 100% or more than 100% of the non-organic value of the food, which is horrendous. Of course it is. I saw an example of some tinned fruit before, and looking at it, the one with the fruit, where the cut, peeled, ready fruit is in fruit juices, that tin was more expensive than the one in syrup. So they actually had to take the juices out and then add something in, and that version is cheaper. And I guess that's because they're taking the juices and using it for something else. But by the time they've used it for whatever they're using it for, that's not healthy either. First thing I want to say about fruit juices is that too many, and you're basically intaking all of these sugars that you shouldn't be taking anyway. You're taking this massive sugar rush. This one, looking at the per 100 ml of sugar values, let's get on here, I don't know if that's backwards or what it's doing, but of which sugars 11 grams per 100, right? Okay, and you can see here the sugars are indicated in red here as well, as like a warning. This is per suggested serving as well. And you've got to remember, when they say a serving, they don't expect you to drink the whole thing. They're sort of suggesting, how much. This is probably, 4 servings in here, I guess. What they really intend towards, maybe 3. What is it, something like 250 mils or something as a serving, if I remember rightly? I don't know. This is a 750 ml bowl. Right, let's start. If you want to be healthy and juice, put the focus on vegetables, because obviously that's that's better. But as soon as you start breaking anything down, it starts getting less healthy for you. You know, it's got less. It start losing vitamins as soon as you juice it. So you got to drink it fast. It's kind of a race against time at that point. So then we have a product like this that's been juiced ages ago. And what's its best before date? Well, interestingly, it's now sort of mid-January, and the best before date on this is the 1st of March, right? So when it got made was maybe, what, half a month ago or something like that. So we've got something like maybe a 2-month lifespan on that. Now, if you juiced something yourself, do you honestly think you could keep it in the fridge for 2 months? No. So what's going on? This has got preservatives in it. That's the first thing, okay? So those preservatives are extra chemicals and bullshit that's been added to the thing, okay? So that we're taking it away from being a whole food, a natural food, straight away. People are wondering, you know, why are people so ill, and why is all this going on? But we're just adding all this shit to everything, and that's supposed to be okay. Okay, let's take a, you know, they're trying to cover themselves, only natural sugars and all this with their double asterisk, and oh, each 150 ml serving. How about that? There's lots of servings in this. It's not 250, it's 150 ml. How about that? Wow. So basically, yeah, this tries to show itself as being a health food, and yeah, 5 servings. Let's look at this a little bit. So they've said here. And where is it? They've said it. There you go. Not from concentrate, yeah? Not from concentrate. Okay. That's important. They've said that. They've made that claim there on the label. Let's take a little look at what this has got in it. Apple juice, 70%. Banana puree. Puree? Okay, 18%. Blackberry puree. Puree again? 5.5%. Blueberry puree, 4.9%. Natural flavourings, because, you know, fruit isn't flavourful enough. And then blueberry and carrot concentrate. Yet, blueberry and carrot concentrate. Not from concentrate. What the hell? Perishable, keep refrigerated. This product has been pasteurized. And then it goes on about all of the vitamins that it's got in it. Now, this has been pasteurized. So all of the good stuff within the fruit anyway, all the vitamins have been knocked out of it from them messing with it as they've done, right? So what they've had to do is this is such a Frankenstein drink that they've had to come along and then take vitamins and then add them. The thing already had vitamins in which have been stripped, and they have to add synthetically vitamins to it and say, oh, it's packed full of vitamins, oh, it's healthy, oh. And you know, what can you do? The other thing is that these products tend to be owned by the big corporate developers of, like, the Coca-Colas and all that sort of thing. So I don't know if it's this one that's owned by PepsiCo, or they're owned by something like that anyway, as the overall owner. So you've got to watch sort of who is the producer of that, because, you know, if they're happy to sell you Coke, and they're happy with you just drinking that, you know, it's the same thing as basically, you know, they'll sell cigarettes and they know those are bad for you. You know, if you buy them, then, you know, more for you, basically. And I'll say the same thing with Coke and all this. But, you know, the naked truth is that it is naked. It's right in front of you. Concentrate, not from concentrate. And just that alone should tell you everything you need to know about these companies that are trying to portray themselves as health foods. So, Step warily, why don't you? Red pill, wake up. Try to take control of your own nutrition and start to see the corporations for what they are, as actually an anti-nutrition facilitator, making you eat in an unnatural way. Yeah, okay, so I'll see you at the next one.